I like that line because they fit so many syllables in like a little in one note. I'm like, how do you do that? I wouldn't be able to do that. Girl, positive morning. It's like this Jackson 5 song. I can't remember what is it. Where he does the same thing. I shouldn't have brought it up if I didn't know what I was talking about.
I know not ABC.
No, you do it. Hold on.
It's not ABC.
What it go like? What it go like?
Oh, I don't know. That's why I was like, why did I do that? But I just know that it's Jackson 5. He has like a whole sentence in one note.
It's not the end, is it? Remember the song?
No, it's like the song, I think, in the movie American Dream when he was singing it with Diana Ross. I think it was that one.
Oh.
You mean that week-long movie?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, you said week-long movie.
That my kids have somehow gotten into.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, you know. That was my mother that did it. I haven't watched it with them, but what I was about to watch with them was The Temptations.
That was a good one.
Yes, because I am a Tubi ambassador, or at least I'm trying to be. And I forgot what I fell asleep watching, but if y'all watch Tubi, y'all know if y'all fall asleep watching something, then it just keeps going, and it's like, it's a very well curated list. It's not like Hulu when you fall asleep on it and they keep going and you be like, how did this even connect? But Tubi be on point. So I forgot what I fell asleep on, but once it hits Temptations, it doesn't leave Temptations. Like it just plays all the episodes over and over again. And I let that run for about 3-4 days because I don't actually have time to watch TV. So, but I figured that would be my Black History Month offering to my children. But we never end up really watching. I think my daughter watched it for like 30 seconds. But what I did gift her is, Hey Little Mama, Why You Just So Funky? And now that's her jam. Now she's singing it. So she's 6 on it. So she was trying to, like, yesterday she told me to record her. She was like jerking her body as hard as she could. Hey Little Mama. And I said, this is wrong with kids these days. It's us. Say no, but I think that's Black history. I think that's solid Black history. You know, she's from Baltimore. Baltimore Club is like based off of like Miami bass and hip hop, so she should be rooted in her culture. That's how I feel. So if it's little girl shaking their butt on TV, that's fine. Anyway, I'm sorry y'all that it's a little chilly in here. When y'all got like a little glimpse of springtime outside, I apologize that y'all came back into winter, but we did turn the heat on eventually. I don't know why I didn't think that. My heat stays on in my house because my house does not get warm, so I forgot that that's a thing that you could do on and off. But I feel like today's weather is like very 2024. Y'all know what I mean by that? Maybe. What you think I mean by that? I'm kidding.
Pneumonia weather, like the whole
Pneumonia weather. Yeah, I feel like today's weather, like everything is on a spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like today's weather is like it's winter but identified as spring. Like it's just very today. I feel like it's also like today's relationships. Like it's like you don't want to commit. You know what I mean? You just want to vibe and see how it goes. Like that's how today's weather is. You don't ever know what you're gonna get into. I teach and I told my students like, yeah, we can go outside today, it's gonna be 70. It didn't even hit 70 until school was over. Like,
That's how I feel.
Yeah, like when did that happen? It used to hit the high mark by like 10, 11 o'clock. Now it might be 4 or 5 o'clock and then it's just kind of over. Anybody else struggling with spring break? I mean, no, not spring break. Spring forward.
No, I'm a baby. I like extra hour.
You like the extra? It's not an extra hour. It's a less hour.
It's an extra hour. It's an extra hour. It's an extra hour daylight.
It feels like a less hour to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, I'm late all the time, so it does not help. Because now the past couple days, like when I'm getting ready for work in the morning, and I'm like, because my body still feel like I'm just 30 minutes late, and then I look at the clock and it's like, no, you are 90 minutes late, and I'm like, dang.
Two thirds more. Okay.
Yeah.
You said 30 minutes late. So your body said, just take another one.
Yeah, that's what, because I rely on like my biological clock a little bit, so I'm like, it feels like 8:30. Like I don't really be paying attention. So now at 8:30, it feels like 7:30, right? Yes. So I be thinking I'm good. and I'm not good. I lost an hour. So I don't appreciate that because it was already hard out here. Okay? For a pimp. It was already, I think pimping is a little bit easier for women. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming. So if you do not know what you're walking into, because many of you might not, y'all just might be like, oh, I just wanted to come and support. First of all, you are in Be More Green Space, which is a vegan corner store that also has regular events, including Resurrection Thursdays, every first Thursday, hosted by Shauna Devine. So she is the one that helps curate the space and make events come here. So first of all, I want to say thank you for letting us be in the space. But introducing you to Tanika Talk Tuesday. So this is like a live talk show concept. So you guys are kind of making history right now. It's like a small pilot, like, what do they call it? Focus group. Tester. Like, you guys are the tester group, you know? Yes, we the band throwing stuff out and seeing how it turn into crack. Like, this is what...
This the base.
This is the base. This is what this is turning into. So we really appreciate y'all for being here because it's going to feel really good when it grows the way it's going to be. And so I might end up following back up and emailing y'all if I got to do like release forms or whatever because there's actually people interested. So anyway, so it's Tanika Talks. Tanika Talk Tuesdays, comedic talk show. So talk show podcast. So every month we will have a panel of mostly female comics, but we might bring in, you know, other women to talk about stuff that's important to us as Black women. And make it fun and make it funny and make it light and all of that type of stuff. Some of the things that might be harder digestible, making it a little bit easier to digest and making it a little bit more fun. Or just be goofy, who knows? We'll see where tonight goes. And we hope that you ride along with us. We appreciate that. And so I want to bring up our panelists. I almost want to use a different term for it because I don't want it to feel like, because I asked people the right topics and they wrote like really deep stuff. I'm going to tell you.
I wrote all the bullshit.
Look, they wrote really deep and introspective things. It was just like...
Nope, I wrote all the bullshit. Look, I wrote all the bullshit.
No, I like this because I like responding to you know, what's on people's mind. And then one of them was really, I don't know if you wrote it, Shauna, but it was like a conversation we was having earlier. And then another one was like, yes, that's my life. And like right before here, I almost cut somebody out. So like I'm trying to be joyful so that when I leave here, I use less cuss words in it. Because I cannot promise that I'm going to get some act right. But our DJ here, let's give it up for the DJ. Channel 13. He gave me some, he helped call me. He gave me some motivation. I don't even know if it was motivation, but I appreciate that. He was just like, you know, just handle it this way. And I might not, you know, I'm a Leo, I can listen. But I still appreciated that I had some sound advice and not somebody totally pumping me up and ready to go.
Shit, don't ask me.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I had to just get a steady force. We wasn't even supposed to have men in here, so I appreciate sometimes you just need that sound masculine. They might not even really be listening to you, but they be like, you know, just see how they just have them little.
They jump back in at the right time.
Sometimes you just need that, you know. Thank you, I appreciate that. Talking about the other masculine energy, I want to give a shout out to Shabazz for stepping in and jumping in and recording this. So again, we can send this to where we need to send this and watch it grow. So anyway, Tanika Talks Tuesdays, we got some stuff that we ready to talk about. We gonna check out what y'all had in mind. And hopefully we end it with like a musical performance. Because again, we're really trying to treat this like, you know, it's never really, it's only been like 2 late night Black women talk show hosts. You know what I mean? It's always like.
And Monique was the shit.
No, you know, they need to bring her show back. That's the lane I think she falls into. And then I think they had like Aisha Tyler, but Aisha Tyler was always like the Black lady that was in white spaces. So I don't know if we ever watched that. I'm just remembering. I keep rambling. Okay. Because I keep being the one that's like, we playing it tight. We're not going to be here all night. I got work in the morning. So let's get the ball rolling. I want to bring up first a fresh face to comedy, but not a fresh face to talking smack. So yeah, she went to her podcast, all that type of stuff. Been out here brunching and rolling and doing the thing. A fellow mom, a fellow artist. So let's give it up for B. Renee.
I can't act like Tyson.
Which mic did I got? Then we got somebody that has been a shooting star in the comedy scene, performing all around town. I've let her know that she's been a personal kind of inspiration to me. She saw one of the few times I like bombed. And she gave me some really sound and helpful advice, encouragement. And it's always good to have women supporting other women, especially when you don't have to, and especially when you just embarrass yourself. So I appreciate her and, seeing her perform all over. So let's give it up for Ray Diva.
Yes.
Yeah, it felt embarrassing. Cause also, y'all, I got this. Them like Little House on the Prairie dresses from Target. Yeah. So I had one of those on because I was just coming from work because I like to dress real dowdy at work so that I work with teenage boys, so I like to dress. So I came in like that, so I already felt real haggard. And then I felt like people was looking at me like, man, what are you talking about? But I think it was because I was talking about their teenagers. They had teenagers and they didn't like to know what their teenagers be talking about. So I think they was a little triggered. And I understand. That's so is comedy. Anyway, hopefully you won't trigger anybody tonight. Now I am bringing up the co-curator of this event, the conceptualizer, and all of that, the multi-talented, multifaceted, curator, comedian, musician, and she like keep it going. Like let me try to think of all the other mom, grandma. Yeah, she said it's enough. Okay, Shauna Devine, aka Lola. Lola tonight, sex symbol. Okay. Yes, ma'am. All right.
I got Lola on just for her.
Oh yes, Lola Bunny. So Lola stands for laugh out loud, right? Laugh out loud, something. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna let everybody just kind of better introduce themselves, and then just maybe throw out like whatever y'all want to throw out. I'm gonna pass the mic. So y'all two gonna share that mic. We'll share that.
Oh, sharing is caring.
So you can start, B. Renee.
I'm B. Renee. I'm the shit talker. That's not gonna change. That actually is kind of how that catapulted me into doing comedy. Crazy enough, I was heckling somebody, which I didn't know what the fuck that was, but I wasn't doing it on purpose. See, I'm loud without the mic, and the nigga heard my thoughts, and I was like, what? He said some shit about, a white couple was trying to get him, and sometimes white people do be freaky, but you don't give off the nigga they want. So I didn't believe the story. I said, yeah, right. And I happened to be too close to the stage, and he's like, "What you say?" And then I went into describing shit because again, I'm the shit talker. I was like, "That story is unbelievable." So I need you never to tell that joke again. And he stopped telling the joke, and we close to shit. We was talking earlier today. I love him to death, but that's how I started. Like that's how I started telling jokes. And he said, "You think you can do better?" I was like, "I know I can." And then the next week I killed it. And then now I'm like me. I feel like every other week I suck. I suck at telling jokes better than I do suck a dick. So it's cool, I'm a standout, because like she said, like everybody love me, they invite me places, I be in rooms, I talk to Ray online, like we was even conversing about shit earlier, my baby lyric in the bag, like everybody loved me because of we was talking about earlier before we got on camera, my personality, and I really am a lover today, but I also am very caring, like I'm in a space where I'm welcoming, like I've never not been a student, I learn from all of y'all, I definitely follow all of y'all, I definitely keep up with all of y'all, Ray definitely goes into her moments when she online, and my one-on-ones in the car, and shit like that. Shauna definitely, she runs this space, to the point that even when I can't come out, because everybody was like, it's Tuesday, I took off of this because my boss would have made me work tonight. But when I know that I'm involved in something, because Mia was like, you want to be a part of it because me and Sean are thinking about you. I said, sure. Since you asked me this amount of time, click, I'm off. Like, I definitely take off. That's how I know that I really want to do this. Like, at first it was someone daring me, but me really taking it serious, I take off when anybody invites me to comedy spaces and rushing to do skits. Like, I'm on my way, y'all, and I'll be the last person there, but I still be completely engaged and shit like that. So I just make sure that y'all can see that I'm into it, even when other stuff is not permitting me to be around as much. So I definitely put my best foot forward. I'm trying to more than ever. This is my second time being in Be More Green. I've been invited multiple times, but again, like certain stuff, if I'm not performing or being a part of, I try not to leave work as much because they need to know I'm there too. Like, I like working for a black-owned business, so like that's the real tea. Like, I work.
And they food good.
Yeah, it's food there.
My fat ass would know.
So Lyric moved downtown, and so did Tess. So some of my comic friends literally live next to it. I said, y'all better treat them right when they come in. But I definitely I make sure I bridge my job and what I do for my own business. So like I definitely promote them. They when they posted they and Mike shit in the hallway. I was like, yes, I'm at work, but I'm seeing my friends and whatever. And even down to having an issue with one of the comics. Like it was like, bro, I love y'all, but I love it. You're not gonna disrespect whatever. So it's like my entire life collided since last May, and I've only been doing this since last May. Mm-hmm. So that's definitely an introduction. I like to talk, but definitely won't be the baby in the crowd. When they say some shit I don't like, I'm definitely gonna tell them. I gotta be the opposition tonight. I know some shit coming. Ray might say some shit I don't like. She always follows mine. And she's like, tag on. I'm like, damn, she ready to fight in the car on the way to work. Like, thought it was just me in the morning sometimes. Like, Mia, right, she be sleeping in the morning. Like, she be awake at night, but tired at the same time. Have you ever had a friend like that? That they with you, but they so tired, but they won't go to sleep. I used to be that friend until I got around Mia. And they'd be like, hey y'all, and just be sitting in the bar with us. I'm like, if she take a fucking sip of that joint, her ass is going to be sleeping. That's exactly why. But I guess who am I going to next? Lola.
Thank you guys for coming out. This has been something that has been a visualization and a conversation for about 3 years since we had there was a podcast, a live podcast about erectile dysfunction and other mental health issues right here at Be More Green before it was during Juneteenth, and I was kind of camera shy, so I ducked off. I was supposed to be involved in that conversation, but I ducked off. But after the fact, I'm like, yeah, this could be like a regular thing. We should actually like just really do this shit. Like, we just talk shit about women's issues, talk about BB and stuff. We got one comic, I'm not gonna say her name right now, but we're gonna invite her back because she always talking about her stink coochie when we're gonna invite her back. We want to talk about real life situations in a hilarious type of fashion, and I'm always finding something funny to talk about. As I mean, a lot of you know, I think when you met me, I was half the person I am right now, literally. Because I picked up some poundage and everybody's been reminding me of it. Some people say it in a, some people say it in a way that made me feel good. Like she said, I didn't get in as nigga. And some people like, I see you getting you look nice and healthy. Because you were this damn vegan state. Hold up. Okay, but I found out that vegans can get fat. It's the fucking pasta. And I love bread. I love bread. I love pasta. And gnocchi, fettuccine, all that shit. It may be whole wheat or organic wheat and shit. But you can get fat being vegan too. Yes. Even though I'm pescatarian, guys, but I eat a lot of fucking desserts and a lot of fucking pasta and a lot of fucking breads, and I love bread. I love bread. Bread and butter is my shit. Just toasting shit, And then we got free food Fridays in this motherfucker. It be free loaves of that good $7 bread from Harbor East. That good ass bread. It ain't just no goddamn Hauswurst and Smith's Blue Ribbon. It's the good shit, I damn sure, bread and nut butter, bread and almond butter, and just bread and honey and butter and just bread. You know what I'm saying? That's why my ass getting fat. And my son, he tactfully reminded me, he said, well, you're getting a little bit, thicker. Maybe you should cut down on some of the snacks, perhaps. That might help.
Wow, that sounds like my.
And then my other son told me when I put on this half a shirt and I turned around and looked at myself in the back in the mirror, you got a couple of rolls right there. They not real bad though. And I'm like, fuck you, kid. Like seriously, like you and your daddy too. Like really, yeah, they just have no. They don't give a fuck what they say to me. Children will humble your ass real quick. And I did not wear that shirt that day either. I said, fuck this shirt, and I threw it back in the pile, and I went and found myself something a little bit more modest to wear until I got rid of some of the water weight, I guess. That's what I want to call it, but I'm lying. I'm just getting fat, y'all. But, yeah, so anyway, we had that first event here about 3 years ago, and I thought it'd be a great idea to bring... Yeah,
it was actually March, so this is...
Yeah, and I thought it'd be a great idea to bring comedy to Be More Green. Why not? Ghetto Fabulous, Be More Green, the Ghetto Righteous corner store space that we magically transform into whatever the hell we want, and we do what we want here. But we foster health and wellness and nutrition, and in doing so, everyone knows that laughter is medicine and also a healing art here. So we do more than just that. Just do more than talk shit and talk comedy, but we do a lot of shit talking because the person that was on that podcast that participated from the space was from it now to tell people about the healthy mechanisms that you can use to avoid erectile dysfunction, to increase the blood flow and girth to the, keep that shit flowing from the vas deferens, to keep the testes right, keep the berries right, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he was teaching y'all niggas how to get y'all shit together. We don't want them dicks. If they suffer erectile dysfunction, it might not work. I mean, it's not your fault. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with my self-esteem by telling me my jaws don't know what the fuck they know how to do. So fuck that. Yeah, you gotta take care of that shit, cause that ain't on me. That's you drinking too much alcohol or something. You ain't got no blood flow in your shit. That ain't my problem. But we got niggas 30 and 25 doing honey packs. What the fuck is that about? That's cause the shit fucked up. So yeah, that's the purpose of us even having these conversations, to talk about some real shit, and some of that shit be hilarious. Like, how the fuck you gonna sit up there and you 25, 30 years old talking about, oh, that ain't never had before? Nigga, you lying. You lying. I just had a little bit too much to drink. Put them motherfucking e-pills down and eat some good shit, and you don't need the motherfucking honey pack, cause I'm celibate now because I thought that, me being this age, if I got me a little younger, that might work, but them motherfuckers can't keep it up or get it up their damn self with all that bullshit they put in their bodies. I don't even want no parts of it. Somebody said it's gonna give me a rose for my birthday, so I'm just waiting for that to come in the mail, I guess.
Yeah. They say the increase amongst young men is due to internet porn. Like overstimulates your brain, and then
I mean that internet porn too, and that AI. I don't know what they do with that AI porn, Roblox porn, and all that shit. Yeah, they got AI bitches with and the bitches just cracking it open, like busting it wide open for niggas and shit. I done ran into that by accident. It was totally by accident. Don't look at me like that.
Alright, let's get ready.
But yeah, I'm gonna get ready to, cause real quick though, I'm an accidental comedian as well, because my dumb ass walked into the Motor House for what I thought was a vocal open mic, and it was actually a comedy open mic, so yeah, I didn't know what to do. I smoked some grass with Maria Sanchez and Garrett Harvey that day, who she had to know who I was last time she saw me, because I forgot I'd be bald headed and switched up and putting on wigs and shit, so I probably look different all the time. And I didn't know what to do, so I did that, took a few shots back, and then I just got up there and talked shit. Well, the first thing I did was I used shtick, so I kind of cheated. And I was like, they not gonna laugh at me, so I purposely, intentionally tripped up the fucking stage, and they didn't stop laughing the whole bit. Plus, I was funny as hell. But I was nervous because the other motherfuckers up there, they was giving these big, grandiose introductions to, and the crowd was just like, and I was like, oh shit, what the fuck did I get myself into? Well, yeah, Lola been nonstop ever since then, so yeah, I'm gonna pass the mic to this legendary Baltimore comedian. Y'all know who she is, Ray Diva.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you, ladies, for inviting me. It's always an honor. And this right here just shows the evolution of stand-up comedy. You know, I've been doing stand-up comedy for about 14 years, and coming in as a black woman, we did not have venues, avenues, meetups, anything where women could get together, discuss the business, and move forward progressively. So this is an inspiration to me, and things like this need to happen more. That's why I came out, because I'm like, yeah, let these new girls, let's stick together and progress as a unit, because what the game will try and do is divide and conquer females every time.
Yes, sir.
Every time. And don't ever get fucked up and think that it's not happening behind the scenes. No matter how many male comics you are cool with, no matter how many male comics pretend like they don't have bias, every time. So I love to see this type of unity between the women. I was trying to get the booker from the DC Improv to come, but it wasn't big enough for her, and that's okay, because it'll be a moment. But I came because I just wanted to spread some. I don't want to be too serious, but when I'm not on stage, I'm very serious, because this is a business, and if you don't treat it as such, you're wasting your time. And I said I was gonna give $1 million worth of game for free. I never really do that. But I wanted, no, real shit. I wanted to tell you guys in a quick second of how you can make this your future and not have to lose a lot of time. Stand-up comedy is about relationships. Try and burn as less bridges as you can. Everybody gets used. Everyone gets used. If you don't want to be misused. So out of everyone using you, you get something from it. You made a statement about.
You changed the word.
Yeah. You made a statement as far as, you know, you go places where you're invited, go places where you're not invited. That's more important. To be around people who don't know who you are. This is a business that it's a brick by brick, step by step business. And nobody knows who you are. I'm Ray Diva. Nobody gives a fuck about Ray Diva in Atlanta. Well, they do know me, but not really. So until the masses know your name, you are always building, always building. So with that being said, you are a brand. So now you need to take whatever steps you're doing, for instance, whatever skill you're good at, and make that a part of your brand. These are things that I didn't learn until I was 10 years in the game. The internet has made us become businesses. When I started getting paid from TikTok, I understood this is a business that you can make real money in. But it's steps to be taken, and a lot of women come in and stand up and think that they are going to skip the line. It's no skipping the line. The game knows exactly what you put in. It knows exactly what you put in. You're going to get out of it exactly what you put in. Sacrifice a little, you're going to get a little. Sacrifice greatly, and you'll attain highly. Understand, your sacrifices will be to wherever you want to be in the game. And it might not pay you back at the end. Now, I'm going to say that one more time. Whatever you put into the game, it may not pay you back at the end. I had 4 children when I started stand-up. I'm a late bloomer. I waited until my youngest child was in school full-time before I hit the road. Yes, I lost time with my children. Yes, my first marriage didn't make it. Yes, all those things, all my relationships with my family members was strained because I was on the road building myself as a comedian, because we didn't have the internet. It was city by city, state by state, person by person, show by show, where we got work. And so I said all that to say, nothing in this business is going to be easy. And one thing you cannot sacrifice is your dignity. I'm going to say it again, because it's going to look like if you sacrifice that, you may move up the ladder. You're not. I know all the girls, from the Takaras to whoever you name, whoever you think you know, I know them. Work with them in real life. All that, oh, you sleep with me, it don't benefit you. We're not on that stage, this is not a joke. This is not a game. This is not nothing to be played with. You have to align yourself with people who can make a difference in your life. I don't know if y'all already heard me. You have to align yourself with people who can make a difference in your life. If me and you doing the same damn thing, we ain't making it. If we on the same level, you need to go to another level. And levels in this game will be determined by the work you get. If you only getting booked for bars, that means you doing bar shit. Let's talk about it. If you only getting booked for churches, you doing church shit. You control your destiny. Now I'm finding it's so many things. It's gig salad, it's platforms. And nobody, and when I say this, I mean this from the bottom of my spirit, can tell you your worth. When you set a price for yourself, stick to it. I had a guy call me. Yeah, my fee is $500, $150 deposit. $500, $100. You're not paying for me in that moment. You are paying for me for everything I've done in 14. You're paying for me missing time with my kids. You're paying for my last marriage. You're paying for me and everything I've done up until this point. You're paying for me, paying for myself to go to North Carolina, Atlanta, Miami, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts. That's what you're paying for. And it's a price that I had to pay. Now you gotta pay. So nobody can ever tell you your worth. I'm sorry. Look, I'm deep into this game. No, I'm deep. Like, I'm really deep into this. So yeah, I'm sorry, y'all.
No.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Come on now.
Well, I mean, I'm not sorry, but I don't want to make it too heavy because it's a heavy business. It's a heavy business, and you have to tell your own truth in this business. People want to judge women. You can be as funny as any man. And I promise you, when you get on that stage, somebody will think that you're not as funny as that man because you are a woman. You're going to have promoters. They call me, and I'm a damn woman. Who you know for this show? I don't want no chicks. They ain't that funny. What I'm saying?
That is crazy.
Can't change their mind.
Half the audience will be women, not feeling the whole all-male lineup. Like, I feel like as a curator, you doing the wrong thing. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
because mostly women come to comedy shows. You know that, right? And mostly women bring men to comedy shows, except for in mainstream, it changes. The dynamics change. So, in the urban circuit, right? I've been working in the urban circuit, weddings, anniversaries, birthday parties. In the urban circuit, it's flipped. I'm just show y'all two examples. In the urban circuit, the host can be the highest paid person on that show. In the mainstream circuit, the host is the least paid person on that show. In the urban circuit, you can get $5,000, whatever you want. In the mainstream circuit, Ray Diva is getting $200 a feature, period. Unless I'm with a headliner that knows how great I am, decides he wants to come out of his pocket and pay me some difference. The price of features and hosts have been the same in comedy for 55 years. 55 years, it may have changed $10. When I started hosting for the Comedy Factory, I was getting paid $35 per show. Now they pay $50.
Wow.
We have no health insurance. We have no union. We have nothing to cover us. When we are done, we are thrown away. And as a woman, there's ageism, sexism, and racism. You got to be a bad motherfucker to make it. And I can't say it. I can't even sugarcoat it. I can't. You have to be a bad motherfucker to make it. You gotta be versatile. Never give up on your people. Because white people will use you and then throw you back and you lost.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, we don't want this. We don't. Do you. Because I'm gonna tell you something. White people love black people because of our experiences. They don't need lyric going up in there sounding like Amy. Amy got that covered. They want to hear lyric shit. They want to know what lyric went through trying to get to work with that. How she got on the bus. Because Amy, that bitch got a trust fund. I can't say it enough. You got to stay true to yourself. You got to surround yourself with people that will support you and not enable you. I tried to do something called She More Funny. It was amazing to me, but it didn't work because females in comedy just can't seem to sometimes keep it together as a unit. Them are amazing women. I know y'all know them, D-Lo, Woo Woo, even Maria, and Tiana, like amazing women. But where's Woo Woo? Woo Woo is with Darren, with Darren Fleet on Tubi. And I'm happy for her. You have to separate. Like you can't do comedy as a group. It is you, one person on that mic. Now, one other thing I need to say before I get off of here. You need a set. Talking shit is not comedy. You need a set. You need some shit that somebody gonna see you and say, I'm gonna pay her to do that exact same shit at this club. These clubs have picks a dime a dozen. A dime a dozen. It's every day that somebody new and stand up saying, I'm a comedian. So you need a set. And your set should be your perspective, your life, and how you view the world, and something that will differentiate you from the next person. All that, oh, sucking dick, bitch, this, that, no. That's fine, but you need to evolve because, let me just say this, the world is evolving. And so, you'll have people in New York tell you, I don't want no Def Jam comedy. So now what you gonna do? Can you do your set without cussing in it? The ultimate goal is to get your first hour, meaning you time an hour by the last word you say when you get off that stage. You need a 2-minute, you need a 3-minute, you need a 5-minute, you need a 7-minute, you need a 10-minute, you need a 15-minute, a 25-minute, a 30-minute, a 35, 40-minute. You need to be able to time yourself by the last joke you tell. That ain't easy. Thank you.
Thanks.
That's not easy at all. So I just want to say, stand up is
love strength.
It's not a game. Do you know what? It's not a game. It's a very serious business. I don't know, ladies, and you comedians, but you can have your family support you for maybe a year in this business. I give them 2. And they will give 0 fucks about you. I promise you. Oh, that's just mine. Or that's just lyric. That's just somebody doing them damn phony ass joke. Richard Pryor said it best. He said, yeah, man, I had a man come up to me. You still saying them same old jokes you were saying at the bar? People don't understand. We need routines. And so once they see you 2, 3, 4, 5 times, they tired. They can't go. Look, my best friend, when I started stand up, traveled with me everywhere, state to state. Wasn't no money in it. There ain't no money. So how she gonna keep leaving her family? I'm leaving my family to go with me on the road. We ain't making no money. For real. And so, your family and your friends, they're gonna get tired, and it's just you and these dysfunctional ass comedians. Cause these motherfuckers is crazy. When I say crazy, and I think we all crazy, but when I say crazy, I was blessed enough, y'all know Larry Lancaster. I was blessed enough to have Larry Lancaster in my life. Somebody who wasn't trying to take advantage of me, sleep with me, just saw me as little sis. And Larry is one of the funniest people I know. Like, no, for real.
Funny as hell.
And I'm gonna take it a step further. I feel like Baltimore has some of the funniest comics in the country.
Yeah.
Come on.
I've been around.
Come on.
I've seen a lot.
Come on.
We have some of the funniest comedians in the country. So, yes. So, we need everybody. Sometimes you might come in and stand up and want to be a comedian, but you better as a promoter. You come in wanting to be a comedian, but you better as an agent. Everybody ain't meant to be a comedian. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Some of the funniest people out here ain't comics. Let's talk about it. They ain't even on the stage.
Listen, what she just said though, because that was like not supposed to be a comic, but what she said about having something relatable to speak about. Yeah, it's funny to say bitch, I'm a pussy good, suck dick, all that. This, that's for shock value and stuff like that. But yeah, you have to have relatable content. And Lola was talking about relatable things pertaining to her life. Like, I've got 5 children. That's a whole lot of material. There are 1,001 scenarios just on one child. Being in space with one of those children. So people could relate to the things I was talking about, like diaper blowouts and, like throw the whole motherfucking baby out. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. People can relate to not being able to take a shit in peace. And how do you say that without cursing? When you the bathroom would be like your little hideout, and you could use words like defecate and stuff like that, because just the word defecate is kind of weird and hilarious in itself. And it's a proper term, and if you're trying to get to different audiences, I suppose you can't just say the word shit all the time. It's kind of redundant. So I'm so glad that she said what she said, because I needed to hear that reminder as well, because Lola can be pretty fucking raunchy. She can be, but also at the same time, in respecting the craft, I began to take it seriously, and I decided to study the craft in my time and understand intellectual humor as opposed to always just talking shit. So thank you so much for that reminder.
If you're raunchy, stay raunchy.
It's a combination of it.
Commit to the raunch though.
Yeah.
And so you're the best raunchy chick. Chicks that's gonna relate to the raunchiness.
Yeah, Lola is definitely a raunchy mom,
Yeah.
but it's always that factor that I'm the mother and I'm also queer, so it's just a lot. I'm just a walking bag of material anyway, so. And I don't, particularly say things to be funny, but I guess it's just the way I say shit. People laugh anyway, so I done heard you dumb as shit, or you crazy. Oh my God, did you just say that all my life? So I guess I'm just now exploiting my own self. So there you have it.
I think even the line you said that the funniest person not even a comic, that's like my family. Like my father, somebody is like, oh, you should always do comedy. My cousin, all my cousins. So when I was the one that stepped out there, everybody was so surprised because I'm quiet. I don't really say much. I just observe. But it's those observations, it's that quietness, and I always study the craft. You know what I mean? So like, I get nervous in them spaces where people expect it to just be loud and raunchy. I say the Def Jam crowd like scares me. So I finally just performed in Atlanta for the first time. And first of all, I went up, I thought about taking my hat off. So I decided this hat was like my new personality, okay? So I've been wearing it pretty much everywhere. And so I almost had to take it off because I was just like, and sometimes I'll tell a joke like, you're at a comedy show, like you're not at a spoken word thing or something, because that's what people expect. But like when people think you're supposed to look a certain way to do comedy, and then you end up doing something else, and I think as a black woman that's even more like that. Because I remember like when I was first doing it, and like I sometimes be pacing or stemming or something, and this time was like, you need to command the stage. And I was just like, why can't I be a little retarded? Like you can be having like the white dudes up there, the white women, they're just like, and they just doing all that. I'm like, why can't I be something a little off with me? I gotta be all like cool and all of that, because that's what it is. But I took the advice and I get what they were saying, because sometimes it can be a distraction, but I also didn't realize I was doing it. You know what I mean? Because I'm like doing all of this. But I feel like when I master that crowd, particularly like that 50 and over, master that crowd, look, it's over. I'll be able to do anything. But one thing, Because you reminded me of something that also made you stand out to me because the whole 4 kids, and I got 3. And people ask me all the time, like, what my kids think about me doing comedy. And they mostly don't know. I think my mother ended up telling them. My youngest daughter ended up going to a show with me one day, but I just had her put her headphones on and just be at the computer, and she just kept saying, like, Mom, can you tell them to be quiet? I'm like, you at their show. Why don't you go somewhere else? I'm telling her to go somewhere else, like she's sick, she can't go nowhere else. And I'm just like, girl, watch your little movie and be quiet. But like, what's y'all kids' relationship with y'all friends? Like, what do they know about y'all? Like,
sadly, right now I'm getting text messages because they're fucking fighting. And my mother talking about you need to leave and come the fuck home. So look, let's be real. And she's like, you need to not do nothing on school nights. But when I used to live by myself, my kids ain't fight. I think they do that for shock value with their fucking grandma. And they wanna fuck with me because I'm in her shit right now. And I'm borrowing my mom's car. So it's like, I feel like I'm 16 right now, like this. You need that mom. I said in the middle while they taping me. I don't think so. I hear you, but nah. So that's how my life goes. And I only got 2. And those 2 fill in the spaces for 5, 4, and 3. Because my daughter thinks she's 6 people at once. My brother doesn't matter. And then when he finally speak up, he wanna fight. I don't got time. And my mom was my biggest child. But she's not gonna watch this shit anyway.
Well, back to me being an accidental comic who decided to actually study the craft, and Mom's Mabley, and shout out to Miss Maybell. Shout out to Miss Maybell. Shout out to Miss Maybell. Yeah. So but to take this craft seriously, as Ray described, it's not easy to be a comic. Singing, when I do vocals, I have music and tracks or a band to cover if I do have a flaw. Poetry too, maybe. Poetry is a little personal, but nobody knows what you're saying if you're doing the original poem. You can kind of you can slide with that a little bit. But comedy, either you're funny or you're not. Either motherfuckers gonna be like, you down, or they gonna be looking at you like, this shit tries to motherfucker. This shit phone. It's either that or that. It's no in between. It's either you funny, you make motherfuckers laugh, or you don't. So, my children, what they think of it, hopefully Professor got their stuff with Cotton. They laugh at me all the time, like if I'm just, my comedy evolved out of me just being myself. Lola is branded as your favorite short bus shorty because everyone knows I'm on the autism spectrum. Everybody knows that I'm literally really green card certified, and I actually really showed everybody my fucking green card at one show, like yeah. And no, you can't be my representative paid, no, because my case is actually still pending, like real shit. I'm waiting, yeah, my shit got pushed back to June because I don't know, my retarded ass forgot to meet a deadline. It was February 20th, but now it's in June, so yeah, but fucking them points stacking up, though. I can't drive and shit because of epilepsy, but I might be able to afford to drive or some shit by the time I get my money, if they give it to me. But yeah, so that's, my children understand that my humor is a coping mechanism, so just like my Ghetto Righteous presentation every Thursday, Lola is pretty much Ghetto Righteous. She's raunchy, she's righteous, she's a mom, she kind of retarded, and it's not just me talking shit, but I literally do be saying shit off the top of my head, unscripted, in combination with something that I may have discussed with us meaning all of us in my head earlier. So it's kind of I kind of have a bit, but it's kind of improv too. So I'll go ahead and have the scripted bit that I previously practiced in the mirror with us, doing our thing, and then when I get in front of you, if I read the crowd and it goes another way, then we'll do something else, We might argue with, about it in front of you, like, yeah, I literally argue with myself on stage, like, bitch, you a person, that's what you on stage for real and shit, like, and I be talking to myself, motherfuckers be laughing, but I be dead serious at the same damn time. So Lola is really your favorite short bus shorty, like, women not supposed, they want women to be put together and composed, and Lola ain't composed all the time, Lola talks about farting, like, if I fart, I'm gonna say excuse me on stage, like, because it might be loud, y'all might have heard it. If y'all laugh at me, I might be embarrassed, so I had to laugh with y'all. And I had to, this comedy thing is definitely me jumping out of the fishbowl, literally, me being a Pisces too, because I've been hearing all my life how dumb I was or how stupid I was, and being autistic, we take shit literally. I'm like, fuck you, I'm not dumb. Like, I'm actually superlatively gifted and intelligent with a plethora of gifts and talents. And you see all that shit back there, that's all my ADHD operate. I had to get used to hearing those terms, and I realized they were terms of endearment. They just meant I was funny, but I didn't get it. I was like, fuck you, I'm not retarded, I'm autistic. I'm not stupid. I'm very, did you see my numbers? I have been cognitively tested and I have superior intellect. Fuck you and your mother. And I'm holding this shit in like, man, yeah, I just didn't fit in. So I don't know if I fit in comedy either, but I kind of don't care. It's freeing to me and it's therapeutic to me. And other people like it too. So there's that, and maybe I will make a little more than $50 per show one day, but until then I will just enjoy it for what it is, and I'm glad to be surrounded by, supportive women in comedy that want to assist me and gonna tell me the real shit, like, yeah, this not it, or, just tell me the truth, truth is freeing, and this is therapeutic, life is good, all the time. Laugh is good. Hallelujah.
All the time.
Whatever. People still jokes all the time. I've seen it, and I'm like, I see it. Yeah, they do. But I just try to stay true to myself, and the shit that comes out of my mouth be authentic and true to who I am. So there you have it. That's Lola.
I just want to say, you're going to go. Thank you. I love his energy. I love
Yeah.
So you're going to go through changes and stand up. When you start, you could be hilarious and funny, and then shit gets real. And then you say, I gotta build a set. And then that changes the dynamics of your material. And so in building a set, see, people gotta understand where you're coming from to laugh. So now you are working, you're mastering being able to bring a room into your world. And that's not always easy. It's word choicing, word placement, subject matter. And you gotta be skillful at being able to read the room as a comedian. So you can start off, I've seen people come out the gate, gut busting funny. 2 years in, you might come and see them and it's different. Because now you're trying to elevate your game, you're trying to elevate your material, you're trying to elevate your status. And so with that comes writing. Writing. Don't ever get it fucked up. You gotta write. If you think you're gonna remember all this shit, you're gonna be fucked up. You gotta write. And so with writing, you're gonna have to toss some shit out. That's why it takes so long. You gotta toss it out. You gotta try it. And the rule of thumb when I was going to comedy classes at Gotham's in New York was, if you say it 10 times, if it works 7 out of 10, keep it. If not, throw it away, start over. Throw it away, start over. And that's why it's taking you 5 to 7 years to build an hour set.
Yes, sir.
Because it's tried and tested. You're moving, you're here, you're there. You're trying to see what audience like what. How can you bring all your audiences into your brain, into your world? And that's not always easy. So now, you don't want to just get her. Because we don't love 100 people. What they gonna laugh at? She might think your shit is hilarious. You got to bring the whole world into your world, and that's where the work begins. And it never ends. And listen. This business is so tricky that it's tricky. Because as a black woman, we are the greatest thing that God created on the planet Earth. And I'm going to say it again. As a black woman, we are the greatest thing that God created on the planet Earth. And when you stand up and speak as a black woman, even as a comedian, you must understand that there's power behind it.
Ain't nothing funny about that.
It's power behind it, because ain't nobody gonna tell you the truth like a black woman.
Yes, that's
But
real.
now you got to alter your truth so that it can be received. And that's the tricky part. Because I'm going to tell you something. No white people, they going to love you. When you get up and read their ass for filth in a nice way, they going to come, oh my God, you're so funny. And you going to be like, yes, Becky Ann, and I meant that shit. But no, and so you are powerful. And that's what you have to understand. So when the club bookers is backstage, because you never see these motherfuckers for real.
Right.
You don't know, nobody in here can say they seen Who Owned the Baltimore Comedy Factory.
Right.
It's a white man that don't even like black people. Let's talk about it.
Come on.
It's a white man that don't even like black people who lives in Florida, who flies in here
No, he
and take
don't.
all these black people money every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and he fly back to Florida and put on his Trump hat and say, fuck us. So when that man, because he's upstairs listening to us at the Comedy Factory, when that man is sitting up there listening to us on that stage, now he's going to visualize, is this the type of nigga I won't speak in the people? You have to be skillful in getting your point across to these club owners. It's 2 black comedy clubs in America. It's 2 black-owned comedy clubs in America. All the black dollars that are spent in stand-up comedy, it's only 2 black comedy clubs. So you gotta ask yourself, why is that? It's designed that way. So, as a black woman, we have the power to change the shit. We just gotta stay focused. The DC Improv, they don't like it when I come in and don't kiss ass.
Right.
You know how many years it took me to get booked up in there? Because I wouldn't go up in there sucking dick, kissing ass. Listen, they want brown noses. This industry is built on people who will sell their soul to the devil to make it. So they want brown noses. So when you go in there as a black woman with integrity, who's not willing to sacrifice your soul for this, you a threat. No, what you gotta do is you gotta keep going. You got to keep going. You gotta keep going. You gotta get a following. You gotta let your reputation precede you. You gotta let them know, listen, I want this, but I'm standing on business.
Yeah, stand on business.
You gotta let them know, I want it, but I'm standing on business. As a black woman, as a mother, as a wife, y'all not about to play with me up in here. But I respect y'all, cause this y'all shit. Right? You gotta let them know, I respect y'all cause this is y'all shit. But I'ma stand on business with my integrity. And that's what it is gonna take you to catapult you over there. And that's what Monique did. But see, what Monique did is she flipped the script too much. So they ain't fucking with it. You just gotta stand on business and keep going and going and going and going. Because remember,
She funny as hell though.
she funny. But remember when I came in to stand up, the image for stand-up comedians was fat and black. They wanted fat and black. They wanted manies and people to walk around the stage and cuss. They wanted fat and black. So when you were nice looking and you came up on that stage, it was something different. Okay, so the world has opened up to pretty, intelligent, beautiful black women. But you gotta be funny. You gotta be funny. You gotta play your cards right. And you gotta understand that this business ain't gonna cut you no slack. These niggas not gonna cut you no slack.
Come on.
They gonna use you. You can still go on the internet right now, my hand of God, and find 100 million flyers with all male lineups. It has changed, but not that much. So we have to create our own lanes.
Yes, indeed.
And that was the inspiration behind She More Funny.
A dream, because I was like, dang, I don't see what's going on. I'm like, I need a safe space for myself, so I kind of had to create the safe space for myself and other women, because like you said, it's a jungle out there, so I had to create a fucking safe space for myself and the people who I consider my sisters to say, this is a safe space, you could try it out here, You know, you ain't got to sell no tickets here. You can just come to see what we're gonna try this out. We're just gonna try it, see what happens. We're gonna cast our net and see how many fish we catch. You know, we're just gonna do this. I mean, nothing gets done without having some audacity and some. Who the fuck you think you is even trying to do this? Because yeah, my grandiosity won't let me do anything but do what the fuck does she think she doing? Because why do you think you do it? Because I think I can.
And you can.
And I can. And I will.
believe.
You know, I can and I will. So
Come on.
when I said I might not be famous, and those, you know, those people might not make me famous who would expect me to behave a certain way and act outside of my integrity. But fuck it, I will build my own house and make myself famous with my own people, as long as they support me and as long as I attract the right energy that wants to support me, that the right network that loves me and appreciates what I have to offer without any old bullshit. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're gonna need your people when you make it up the line. Because see, what people don't understand is stand-up comic is a white man's industry. And so it's fickle with black women because we're so strong and we're so powerful. We overshadow most of all their men and women and some of our men.
Talk about it.
So you gotta understand where the spies come from. It's like, oh, I've been kicked off a show for being too funny. And that's not a good feeling, okay? They booked me to feature for this white bitch. She could not follow me. And she could not sell her funky ass t-shirts. And that bitch was with an agency and had me thrown off the fucking show. So you gotta understand that it's power in you. We possess a certain type of power that if once we master it, it's up.
Come on.
So now you gotta understand. Now you gotta say, well, what is my lane? Like, what am I gonna do with this? Or what's my niche? How I'm gonna get in, get out, stick and move, but also get these bookings because you want to get booked.
Come on.
Fortunately, I brought my husband with me tonight, and I gotta give him all praise because
Peace, King.
in stand-up, sometimes
That's all right.
without that other half, you only seeing one side of the picture, and so sometimes you need a person that's behind you looking at the whole picture.
Come on.
And being able to tell you what it is. You finance yourself. Y'all are business.
Show
Right?
is.
And so a lot of time businesses need what? Startup money.
Come on. Seed
You
capital.
financing your own career for real. And so when you're in financing your career, you gotta figure out where I wanna put my money. Some women put their money in their bodies. Some people put their money in throwing shows. You gotta figure out where you want to put your money.
Talk about it.
Because you are financing yourself. It's hard to make it as a comedian being broke. Let's talk about it.
Come on.
Either you gonna finance a project. I'm shooting my first special. I've been in stand-up 14 years. I'm shooting my first special March 25th. I had some niggas in Delaware wanted to finance me. I sold out a couple of shows. They loved me. They wanted to finance me. It's all about the money too. So it ain't just being funny. You gotta have a book plan. You gotta have a money plan.
Come on.
Because if you don't, you spend your bills.
Come on.
It's all about a plan. Where am I gonna put my money that's gonna serve my career?
Come on.
Am I putting it in my merch?
Talk about it.
Am I putting it in my body?
Talk about
Am I putting it in a venue?
Talk about
Am
it.
I start my own comedy club?
Talk about it.
Like you gotta figure out where you wanna put your dollar, because you're gonna need a dollar. As women, we gotta buy outfits, we gotta buy hair, we gotta get babysitters, we gotta have transportation. You need some money. Or you just another broke motherfucker making people laugh.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Church, God damn, the sermon is tight and it's right. I'm loving this. I'm okay. You just a broke motherfucker making people laugh, and that ain't no bullshit. And I ain't trying to be a broke motherfucker making people laugh. I'm trying to be a paid motherfucker making people laugh. Give me my coins.
Show me the money.
Give me my coins, please.
Maybell, before she passed, God rescued that woman's soul. Maybell,
what people don't know is we had an HBO project greenlighted. Maybell took $20,000 of her own money and matched it with HBO to do a project for women in comedy. We had 2 meetings. Already, right before she passed, we had 2 meetings. Myself, D-Lo, Susan Duchess, Maybell, and Sylvia Traymore Morrison out of DC because of her history. Maybell matched her own money with HBO. Sometimes you need money, or you need somebody with money backing you. When I first came into stand-up comedy, guess who was backing me? Guess who was paying me? Drug dealers on the street.
Come on.
I was telling my husband, I was like, I made more money when I first started doing stand-up than I make today. So you need some financial backing at some point. Once you get that 30 minutes, now you gotta start looking for money.
Come on.
Now this is gonna sound unrelated, but follow me. I told you I was a Tubi fan, right? And everybody always talk about like the independent movies that are the black independent movies on TV. They call them Tubi movies, and I get offended by that because the movies are definitely paid for by like drug dealers and credit cards. And I think we need to give them people that credit because Tubi ain't paying for nothing. These ain't produced movies, but
And that's not mentioned, Tubi owned by Fox.
yeah,
Tubi owned by Fox, and Fox always manipulate the black community.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to always know to play. Like you definitely, like when it comes to companies like that, like a company like Fox, they know that we are still niche. They know that a lot of times, like, our needs aren't being met. And so if they meet a need by providing entertainment or providing a platform, then we hop to it. And if we are gonna hop to it, we're supposed to use that to elevate our own thing that we got going on, our own independent platforms, our own black networks. A lot of times we hop to it and be like, oh, now we made it. And then as soon as they don't want us anymore, they drop us off. So I think that we always gotta know to play. But I'm gonna switch it up a little bit because we got a lot of non-comics in here, so they looking like,
sorry, y'all.
okay.
That was good food.
I know, yeah, I'm about to say.
Give thanks.
Whoa.
That was good food.
I think it translates, and
We're gonna have a lot more
really,
conversations. Hallelujah.
yeah, I appreciate it because I was telling Ray earlier, like I'm trying to think about my strategy, and so this is giving me a lot of food, and I think it translates to again whatever you got going on, because a lot of times, especially again as black women, we be trying to like do that tiptoe dance, like how much are we going to be quiet, how much are we going to try to be bold, how much we going to do this or that and all that, and it really do come down to integrity, because if you compromise yourself, then you end up losing yourself in the process, and there's nothing left of you for them to use up anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like that's very affirming. I'm gonna make it silly for a second, and then I'm gonna pull from the audience because we don't want to be here all night. We is definitely all 35 and older, and everybody gotta go to bed. We got kids. We got one in the back.
Just now to come home.
You know, I mean, my daughter has a Fire tablet, and she got her stuff connected to my Amazon Prime, and she saw that because we bought like a spinning wheel, and so it got delivered at like 8:30, and she's like, Mom, do you know that something got delivered at the house? Are you at the house? And I'm like, let me put my phone to the side. I don't got time for these kids. But okay, so Shani, you said something about like trying to deal with younger men because you know, you thought that they might work with better equipment. I'm just curious of what y'all think about that Drea situation and the young man and her getting. She's nearly 40 and she just got a young.
She got number about 22, right?
Yeah, 22.
Let's see.
He's 22. He just turned 22.
My middle child just turned 22. I'm not gonna tell you my age. I'm 45. I wouldn't feel.
Yeah, thank you.
How old is she again?
She's 39.
Oh, she said she's 42. She wasn't on line. I mean, you know, all the people in the industry lie.
This is
You gotta add
difference. Had it been, if it were a male, people wouldn't look at it that way because you've got what's that old wrinkly white dude name that's got all them babies and he's like 80 and just had a newborn and shit. Yeah, De Niro just had a baby by someone who could be my daughter or baby sister or something. I don't know. Women in society are held to a higher standard. So when I say young, I don't mean that young because people that age call me auntie and ma. Like that shit just feel weird. And this is coming from a certified weirdo, but I don't like that kind of weird. I'm not being judgmental, but yeah, auntie being judgmental, side eye. Like, bitch, all the dicks, you couldn't, you know what, I'm gonna pass the mic. I said what I said. Yeah.
I mean, I'll say I always kind of make fun of like large age gap situations for a number of reasons. I think due to the power dynamic. But I told you I work at a high school, right? And so I'm starting to really see. I'm just like, it's reminding me that it's like some people really are going out into society like not being able to read or being like immature. You know what I mean? So like. At first, I immediately looked at it as a predator situation, but sometimes people be mentally the age that they dealing with. So, like, what does it make a difference?
People have arrested development.
Yeah, she could be 22 in the head. She's trying to look like she's trying to act like it, which I'm starting to get tired of that too. I want us to just be okay.
But that's not always the case. So, for instance, her second child's father is my age. I'm 35, right? And again, she still met him a little bit older. He wasn't 22. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that, not trying to be funny, when someone's 25 or 26, I still look at it weird. But they lived a little bit longer than what you talking about. Like, that boy just left high school. He's in college. He like just left college and got signed. Like, she that's the dynamic I'm talking about. Like, her son just entered college or whatever a year or so ago, and that boy just left. So it's like you're weird with
couple years older than the kid.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's a year older than her son. Like, they keep trying. He just turned 22, but his birthday earlier than his son.
I mean, the kids can play PlayStation together and shit.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
I feel like in where we at in times, okay? The generations, the Gen Zs and the Gen X, they moving at different speed than we moved at, right? What I see is a shift, and I see a shift of a lot of younger men wanting older women. I hear and see the conversations online. So then you gotta ask yourself why, right? Why these young boys want these older girls? First of all, a lot of them been raised with no fathers. They only got their mothers shaping and molding them. A lot of times when you get out here, these girls are being raised with no fathers. They don't even know how to treat niggas for real. Let's talk about it. Like, a lot of these young bitches is disrespectful. They don't run. They don't cook. They don't clean. They don't wash. They don't do nothing. So now niggas is looking for mother figures and lovers. So that's deep.
They want to nurture. That's true.
That's deep. They looking for mother figures in their lovers.
Come on.
And so, so you gotta understand where we are in society. I'm not judging her, but I think it's a problem.
I mean, like you said, it's definitely a trend. It is definitely a trend, and that's why I'm like, I think it kind of got to be unpacked, because you see it all the time, and you see a lot of young dudes pursuing, and then vice versa. But like Shauna said, I don't go too young for it, and I put this in my bit. Like, first of all, I've been teaching too long, so dudes be looking totally different from when they was younger. I don't want to turn around and you used to be my student. You know what I mean? And I found out you want to bet. Like, I don't even want to do that to myself.
Right. You ain't cracking me and then get $50 afterwards because you didn't want to bet. I bet y'all can tag that. She bad as shit. I'm gonna tag auntie, no the fuck you ain't.
Or the fact that I used to be me and showing the size and having our big bets, motherfuckers play with me, shit like that. Like, you like, I be like, no. For me, I understand the concept of men liking BBWs, but me not always being a BBW, they make it a fetish. I know the difference, and that's the sad part. And it's not every dude. I know when some dudes actually like me for me, but it's some dudes really like playing the fact that I'm chubby. I was like, nigga, yo, it's like, I can tell the difference. Like, it's just really.
Especially
First of all, you said something. You said you big, but it's a bad bitch inside of you. And if you don't bring that shit to the stage, girl, because that is actually a very good premise for a lot of
You hear
people.
what she said, the bigger the better the weather.
That is definitely.
Yeah.
But
She can run up on you with them titties and tell you in a minute.
But that's also, like I said, it's men that you can tell that do care about you and like you, and they like your energy and like you. But then there's other niggas that really be like, the whole little Risa Tisa shit, like,
It's like a challenge.
It's really a challenge. I want to see if I want to see if you a big bag I can use type shit. It's like, no, I know a lot of bitches that are pretty and chubby that know they worth and wouldn't fuck with you tomorrow. Like, really play with you.
Right.
That's kind of like the most ignorant and childish kind of perspective to take on
That's
that.
the play.
Because skinny bitches get cheated on too. You know what I mean? Like, I was a size 4 and, you know, my titties were perkier then and the arch in my back was deeper so my butt set up a little bit more. I had the perfect size 4 figure. And this motherfucker still cheated on me after birthing his babies. I had them big old milk titties. Then, you know, big titties on the skinny girl kind of look, you know what I mean? That aesthetic. I met the aesthetic. And I used to wear the hair. My hair cascaded down my back. I mean, it wasn't mine, but I bought it. So you feel me?
Cascaded.
That shit cascaded down my back. Right? It sat right in the middle of the arch and shit. I was like, fuck. And that nigga still put his foot in somebody else. So what the fuck? That shit don't. I'm just ready to let my back just spread. Let the bitch get big. Bitch, I can cook. I got good pussy. I don't give a fuck how I look no more. Shit, you gonna take what you get and appreciate that shit.
You know, I kind of wanted to get to that because, I mean, people that know me know that I was a stick my whole life. So from like 13 to 33, I literally was the same size. In high school, I was wearing my t-shirt from pre-K. And then out of nowhere, I had like gained a bunch of weight. Now I lost some of it, but I still got the weight on me. And I don't necessarily mind. But that little daughter of mine just asked me the other day when I was having a baby. And I had to explain to her that you're not pregnant for 3 years, ma'am.
I'm not a hand. But my daughter, when she was Shiva age, same way. So she got a Cabbage Patch doll, the adopted mommy. They had the 2 little baby Cabbage Patches in there. And my daughter was 2, and she really walked up to me and said, "Mommy, it's me, it's my brother, and it's you because she fat." I went out the room and I wanted to pound in her face. My daughter been slick. That's even worse than text. She sent me the paragraph and I said, "Please go to sleep." She sent me the 3 dots back like she's checking me. Like, between her and my mother, the menopause and the period, I don't know what to do.
Wow.
I don't know. And I'm the one in between, and I'm the person in between refereeing them. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because I hope we get to that topic.
The menopause?
So, yeah, we were talking about cream of some young guy, which is a dish that some women enjoy, obviously. What's her name again?
You said what?
Cream of some young guy. Cream of some young guy. Cream of some young guy. God damn it. I thought I was the short bus motherfucker. This lady has to
I heard that.
I'm slow up here too sometimes.
Yeah.
Have a blonde,
But you said,
red, brunette, whatever the fuck it is.
you said what's her name again, and that's where I got thrown off.
Oh, yeah.
I caught the little
the
fake
one who
Chinese.
enjoys the cream. She just had the baby by dudes. Or is she still pregnant or what? What's going on? Yeah, so she definitely enjoys cream of some young guy.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Drea is a bad bitch, y'all.
She's a bad bitch, though.
And
Yeah.
so sometimes women date their options.
Right.
If you 40 and you still pulling motherfuckers, you want
I mean, that's like a badge of honor. That's like a, so like I have a Louis bag, like I still got it, bitch.
I mean, I still
Yeah, it's kinda like
say
that.
it's right, but we can't judge because y'all
Yeah, I'm not really judging. It's just not for me.
I don't agree with the
I can't fuck a 22-year-old person.
But
man.
I care about money, so
I don't want to.
let me use an example. Even though my man's is definitely going to jail, Sean Combs. I don't like when when everybody was talking about something, I still love R. Kelly. I was like, y'all weird, and now it's like, damn, I really still get his back on the song. Come on, I hard shaking shit, and I'll be like,
And let's not talk about his last album. It's absolutely amazing.
Right, that's what I'm
album,
saying. Those men are very talented. The issue is the issue is it's not even about just telling their soul. They were tampered with when they were younger in the industry. They hanging around the Clarence Avons and the Quincy Jones, and you know we hear these stories.
The Marcus Houstons.
That's another thing I tell people. What you're just bringing up, Hollywood been doing that. Since people was kids. They'll put people wrong with Polanski in a room with a young girl. He running because, nigga, I didn't do that on purpose.
Talk about
and it's
it.
like, huh?
Come on.
I was drunk at a coke party and all of a sudden you talk about I touched a girl.
Come on.
No, I didn't, so I'm gone. They did it with white, it's not just a black thing, they did it with white people. So when you get to a billionaire status like Diddy and you ain't do something they said do, because now you thought you made it, you already sold your soul for it.
Come on.
That's word to when we wonder why certain people are B-list and they just right here. They famous enough, but they just right here. It's because they didn't do something to sell their soul. But when some people do progress, they're progressing because, like you just said, sometimes not what you know is who you know. And when you know somebody, what did you do to know that person or be in the room with that person? Mm-hmm. And my issue is, like I said, with Diddy.
Okay, we dropping jewels literally.
Oh, okay, look. But that's the thing, and somebody was talking about Hollywood rituals, the stories about Mickey Rooney's and Shirley Temples and Judy Garland's, all those things. I'm talking about from the white perspective and the black perspective.
Epstein.
They get you. The Andy Warhol parties, the Studio 54.
Weinstein.
They have fucking kids. That's right. Pizzagate. They sensationalize Pizzagate, but don't bring up why the fuck Michael Jackson was in fucking Studio 54 when he was a teenager.
Talk about it.
You get what I'm saying? And the Jamie Lee Curtis's and shit like that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Some people have kids and sell their kids.
To these predators.
Right. To the predators so they can be. And it's not even just Aaliyah's mother, her uncle. Her uncle literally sold her. Her uncle got a record label. Black Ground wasn't even popping. So I don't know how the fuck it even sustained as long as to get into Aaliyah's to her status. It sustained because they did sell her.
Come on.
The sad part is they sold her and they continue to. And then after a while, after you create that disbargement, then you wonder why she always dating older men. You already sold her and that's all she knows. So then it's like, why you attached to Damon Dash? Aaliyah would still only be 44. These men are 50 plus.
Come on.
She died at 22.
Talk about it.
And
she was murdered.
Right. That's a fact. She was murdered. But be clear about that. She was murdered and taken away at 22. So that's back to the conversation that I had. Which Ray was talking about. When you getting free help, you getting phone calls doing stuff when you're doing stuff, even when you already discussed when you left what you was going to go do. But it wasn't important to my mother because I'm not paying her. You get what I'm saying? But when you got free help, that's when it's real minuscule how they treat it. Like, I heard to get your kids. Now they're getting on my nerves. But if I was paying her, she wouldn't have that problem. But again, when you starting off, how much money are you really making? Now, I did have a show that I made $150 at, but the last 3 or 4 things I did, I'm making $60, $70. So I was supposed to come home and pay you my whole $60, $70 for watching your grandkids. But when your family got you watching your grandmother or you doing something for them, they don't give a fuck about that. Oh, you didn't have it for her or whatever the case may be. You gotta do something for you first. So that's my issue with it, because sometimes those people you're asking, you've done shit for. So if I already done shit for you, when I'm asking you to do shit for me, one, just be honest and say you're not gonna do it. If you don't wanna be in it and you don't wanna help me, just say that. So then I know not to ask you again. But you gonna fake do it because you felt some type of way, because I've done shit for you where you know I was either broke, or I watched the fucking kids, or I was doing something for you that you asked me out of my way to do. So you doing it on something, you know what I'm saying, on transactional. Not even reciprocity, because reciprocity is when you love a person and you're doing it freely, where nobody's making you feel forced to me. Because transactional always don't gotta be money. I felt like you did this for me, so now I gotta pay you back, even if I don't feel like paying you fucking back right now. When it's truly reciprocity, which I keep trying to teach my parents, which my father's starting to catch on to. But my father was always my loving parent, my nurturing parent. My mother was my provider. So when it doesn't look like I'm providing back for my mother, because now she got to the point that my mother, both of my parents had cancer too. And I think my mother hasn't even talked to me about it. I found papers in the house. It was so bad. My mother had huge breasts. I think she had breast cancer, because she has not even told me what cancer she had. But one day she came home with her, she had a boob job, and she got a reduction, and then she got implants. And she was taken from like the fat in her body, so it's not even like, you know, foreign or whatever. But I was helping my mother get better from that surgery, and she didn't even tell me. It's because she had to probably get a mastectomy. You get what I'm saying? It's shit like that. So that is the family I'm from. But I'm very honest about what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. So we're having arguments about what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. We still ain't even talking about you having cancer. So when I tell you sometimes I laugh to keep from crying and laugh at my pain and all those other things, those shit is really a real thing for me. So yeah, Ray, I understand what you're getting at when I'm talking shit. Sometimes I'm talking shit because it is real, but now I need to find a way to write it down and make it a thing. But that's where I'm getting into. I make sure sometimes I take myself, even if when I'm doing open mics, so I can go back. Because Mia's even take me when we went out in Nottingham. I want y'all to take me so I can hear this so it can be written down, because yeah, my favorite rapper is Jay-Z and he rarely writes shit down. So after you put it on wax though, you remember it. You get what I'm saying? Then Wayne copied that style. After you put it on wax, now you have it, back to where you can re-listen to it or whatever. Because Wayne say all the time he forget his shit after he put it on wax. But because it's on wax, I can go back and listen to it. Right, I have an archive of it, I have a record of it. So, like you just said, the original is to write it down, but I always think about making sure I keep up with my jokes that I said, even if somebody doesn't think it's funny, because now I want to see how I can tweak it. Because I know the joke was funny, what Shauna was saying, what Lola was saying, I know the joke was fucking funny. Me and my 10 personality said that shit was hilarious when I left the fucking house this morning, when I read it in the mirror. So Big Shoe won't laugh at this shit too. But, how can I make it better, is where I was always at. So, when you were saying that, all you was doing, and I think Mia said it earlier, you was giving me confirmation on stuff I already talked to myself about. How can I be better? I study everybody around me. Like I said, I really truly study everybody around me. You talk about free game, you already get free game sometimes in the morning when you post shit on your way to work that I listen to. That's what I'm saying. And you've said that before. You put your efforts in, you put your work in, you're going to get it back. And sometimes, like you just said, it's not always going to be reaping reward or benefits. There's a lot of people, you and some people, like you were saying, yes, y'all are very popular to us. We revere y'all. Y'all people we look up to. Not trying to be funny, everybody always try to put me in category, and I think it's because I'm chubby with the Moniques and the Lunels, but I look up to you. You get what I'm saying? I look up to you.
Come on now.
I look up to you.
Come on now.
I've been following you before now.
Come on now.
Like I look up to you, and like even when Monique have her moments, like Mill was just talking about talk shows. I look up to bitches that literally walk, like he was just saying. I can relate to you. You set foot in my city. You was not just setting foot in my city, like you just said. I had drug dealers. I was the lookout kid. I can relate to that. Funding me when my mother get on my nerves and I don't want to be home and I'm a runaway, and they're not trying to have sex with me. They're just making sure I'm good.
Come on now.
So I can relate to that. Damn it, I think one of them was actually trying to ask me, like, yeah, little Brian, I see you doing the jokes now, whatever. And that's always like an opportunity, so I can relate to that. But the thing is, how can you make it a joke? Because the joke has to be relatable. Just because I agree with you and you got it already written on paper, my ass need to make sure that it's relatable where it's going. I'm not talking about fucking Susie, fuck them bitches. I need to make sure the joke is funny in all arenas. Susie gonna laugh eventually. They gonna laugh eventually. They gonna laugh at my pain eventually. But then I gotta make sure that somebody I look up to, also male-wise, I do look up to Kevin Hart, how he's pivoting. Because everybody go all day long and say this man not funny, but was cracking up his soul playing and Paper Soldiers before he tried to go Hollywood mainstream. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so I don't give a fuck about the selling souls and all, but when people talk about the basis of their life, right? No, but I'm saying, but even then, but the thing is, Kevin Hart actually still the same. Kevin Hart sounds the same. Which you were saying,
he had his wife helping write jokes.
Yeah, that shit. Okay, we can say that about Nicki Minaj and Safari. Because personally, I would never spend money on Nicki Minaj no more. Safari definitely was a funny bitch.
I mean, there is something to the free labor that you get behind you.
And that's the thing, look. You get some free ass and pussy. Can you write this down for me real quick? But yeah, but even then, that's the point about
the part she was talking about integrity.
Yeah, but that's the thing, and even there, but with me, Tori's doing stuff that's not for her integrity. Because if somebody, this is still your ex, you still your ex, or this still your child's father. And when black women can be, like you were just saying, divided or paid for, and Cat Williams mad at Kevin Hart's success, and then paying Tori to be on the tour, I have a problem with that, and I respect Tori. But that made me look at her sideways. Just because you don't like the nigga, y'all made that even a joke in the Husbands of Hollywood. I don't fuck with you because I used to write shit jokes. Kevin never lied or disputed that she helped him with his jokes. You get what I'm saying? But that's another reason why he pivoted so hard to act. Because I'm good at acting a little bit. So I don't have to always tell jokes. I'm still telling the same jokes.
What he did was
kind of, it was serious, that movie where he was
Father.
a comic and he literally had to kill motherfuckers.
Oh, you talking about the movie with Wesley Snipes? Or you talking about Die Hard? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But like those are the things. Like Kevin's pivoting because this is that's the part I was good at. I was good at Paper Soldiers, where I'm comically relief. I'm the relief of the movie or the show that I'm in. That's my job. Whereas Tori was probably the better stand-up, and she helped her write jokes. But Kevin was acting forever. Like I said, Kevin was making sure, like you said, sometimes in the right room in the right places. He was under David Dash and doing shit with Beanie Siegel. He was making sure he was in the right places at the right time. I'm the kid from Philly. I'm going to make you see me. I'm going to be cool with this person because this person got money to back me doing stupid shit. And that's how that works. So when that formula was working, here goes your wife wrote the jokes to you. Okay, that's cool. I'm still me tomorrow, the day after. I'm still me. I'm still a person working with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. I'm working with him by myself. I ain't gonna
downplay nothing Kevin Hart did, but we are kind of sensitive black women, and so somebody who has been a wife. One of the realities is, especially if you're a wife of an artist, and let's say you, and I've seen this, I'm not going to say because I was not functioning as an artist, but I've seen from different artists where them and their wife might do the same thing. It's usually, you be quiet for now, you support me, you support me, you support me.
Yeah, the woman is
and
always
then,
the backbone.
you know, when I blow up, then you get a little bit of something. And it's like, he ain't never put her on the tour.
The woman is the backbone,
The woman
but
is
men,
always the backbone.
no,
So
but
if she
men,
stepped out there for
men
somebody that was actually willing to
be
pay for
the high
her,
level
She's the
strength,
driving
bro.
force and the engine,
Let's
and
not
that's
dismiss
just
them.
that's just
Not
what it
dismiss
is.
that, man.
so and I don't want to get into it because we trying to wrap
Okay.
but I just,
I've seen this a lot in a lot of realms. The
woman.
woman is the brains behind the operation.
And I think,
They
again,
get infused by their man when you with a connective energy. They get infused by their man. It's not necessarily to label it as like she's the brains or he's the brains. Like when you deal with a collective energy, it's really high level dynamic. Man and woman are beautiful. They're essential. They are the source. They're the water. They're the fire. They're the earth. They're the metal. They're everything together.